Hi students, Cynthia Nitch here. Wanted to go over the procurement case. First I'll show you this and then I'll show you the actual assignment. On the procurement overview, I have the procurement lecture in PowerPoint and then the video of the PowerPoint. Then I have the short summary video of actually what you're going to be doing in the case. And then here's the actual case instructions, and the video that I'm doing right now I'll post in a little bit. So let's go back and I'm going to show you what it will look like or what you are to turn in for a grade. So I'm going to go back into modules and I'm going to choose the procurement case. And then here are the instructions for the case. I'll open that in a little bit. But here are some things I need for it to happen to get a good grade. So obviously there's no late assignments. I need you to upload a screen capture of the transaction MC9. You'll know this because in the instructions it'll say like stop, take a picture of this screenshot, and so forth. So don't worry about you'll get there and it'll be obvious. So I grade based on your material number. So my material number is CHLK1 and then my 3 last digits is 002. Most of you, sometimes if you're not careful, you'll forget this number 1, okay? So it'd be CHLK1 and then your 3 digits of your ID. Upload a screen capture of the display purchase order, this one here, and then the MC9, of course, here. I'll subtract 5 points for each mistake you do. Most of you guys won't make mistakes because you actually can't finish the case if there is an actual mistake. The only time this will happen is if you'll run out of time. I will subtract 10 points if you don't submit the assignment in screen capture. I don't want you to get your phone and take a picture of your computer. Even in troubleshooting, it's just really difficult to see what you're capturing, and it looks pretty sloppy. So if you cannot finish your case, but you kind of did half of it or whatever, just whenever you provide me a screen capture of where you stopped and I would grade it from there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the procurement instruction case and then I'm going to go into SAP. So this material procurement case is, I'll go to the beginning. Okay. So here's the material management case here. If you don't see this extra tab here, you just click on it and then it will show you all your steps. So it'll generally take you about 3 hours to do just because it's your first step. It's your first case. And this case has 16 steps, and then check your work at the bottom. And then I have some troubleshooting if you want to check that out. But let's go ahead and look at this case really quick, and then I'll open up SAP and do a little bit with you. Okay, so the learning objective is to perform a purchasing process cycle. The scenario is to process a complete purchasing process. You will take on different roles within the GBI company, like a purchasing agent, a warehouse worker, an account clerk, and so on. So FYI, these are just different people, right? So if you worked with SAP, you would actually be like your role would just have a single role, right? You wouldn't have to do all of this. You wouldn't be the warehouse supervisor and the chief accountant. Okay, so this scenario is to create a new master record for the trading good chain lock, right? So material master record is what we're doing for this chain lock. After checking the stock is empty, you start the procurement process by creating a purchase rec. So we want to include a chain lock on all our bikes for a special or something, say. And so we ask for a purchase rec if we can purchase these chain locks. And they say yes, and we look at the stock, and we've never had chain locks before. It's new, so it's obviously empty. After evaluating and accepting this vendor, Fun the Sun Seats and Bar, this vendor is going to supply us with these chain locks, and we create a purchase order. Then what we'll do is we'll finally get the goods receipt. We'll get the goods to the factory or to the distribution center, and then verify that the physical receipt in stock. Verify the physical receipt in the stock, and after creating 2 partial invoices, we will post the payment to a vendor and review the general account. So like I said in the previous video, we're going to have 2 goods receipts. We want the delivery of our chain locks to have 2 different dates. And so you will have 2 different goods receipts, and you'll have 2 partial invoices, but then you'll have 1 post, right? Post of payment. So, and that's in here. If you notice it, I think it's, so I don't want to get it wrong, but you'll see that there's a duplicate here because you do 2, right? Create invoice and then create invoice, right? So those are the 2 invoices, and the create goods receipt and create goods receipt, because they're in 2 separate, pardon me, it's 2 separate deliveries. Okay, so here's your table of contents, kind of like here. And we start off by creating the material master for the trading good. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over to my other screen so I can read the directions. And then I'm going to pull over, I'm going to go in to SAP. And so our server's Prague. Our client is 285. And my user is Teach, but yours isn't. Don't use mine because then you'll mess me up. So, and then whatever your password is or was, if you haven't logged in yet, it would be the master password that I gave you in your email. If not, after you do the initial password, they'll ask you to make up your own password. And this is what I've done, and I'll press enter. Okay, so now we're at our kind of like options here, right? Our option tree. And we're going to use logistics, right? And we're going to go into materials management. So I'll just kind of take a look at my instructions now. I have it on another monitor so you can't see it. But what they want us to do is go into logistics, did it. We went into material management. Now we got to go to material master. So I find material master, and then we go into material. Then we choose create, and we want a trading good as our material management. So it's asking us what material do we want for our material master, and mine would be CHL, I'll do it all caps, CHLK1, don't forget the 1, and then 002 is my ID, okay? Some of you guys will forget to do the 1 and it'll really screw you up. It says no matches found here because I haven't created my material master, so there is no match. Industry sector is retail, material goods is trading, and I'm done with this sheet. So on my lower right, I'm going to click continue. I think Mac or Apple might have it up here, but I'm going to click continue. So this is what my material master, these are all the views I can use for my material master. What we're going to use for this case is basic data 1, sales org 1, sales org 2, sales general plant data, purchasing, MRP 1, 2, and 3, material resource planning, general plant, storage 1, and accounting 1. Make sure this create view selected is check marked, and then I'll do my little green check mark to do that. So now it's saying, okay, what plant, organizational level, what plant do you want to look at? And we're going to do things in the Miami plant. So I click there and I choose Miami. Make sure you don't choose Germany. You can just double click on it. And my storage location is going to be trading goods, right? So I want to look up Miami. Make sure you don't find, like if you see trading goods, this is Germany, don't do that one. Make sure you do the trading goods of Miami, right here. I've seen many students do that. Click choose. And then my organization is United States East, so it's UE. Let's double click on it. All right, and that's wholesale, right? So then I click here because I'm done with that, that screen. All right, so I want to do my basic data. So you'll notice this is that material master we created. We did basic data 1, and then we had, see the little circle? And then the next one was sales org 1, and then sales org 2. So the ones without circles is the one that we didn't choose. And the ones with are the ones we want to fill out. So the description here is just chain lock. I've typed it in before, so I'll just put it in there. You won't see it like that. You'll actually have to type it in. So units of measure is going to be each. So go to little squares there and select each. And these are like required, right? The material group that I have is utilities. If I don't know what utilities is, you guys, I can press F1 on my keyboard and it would tell me what utilities is. Key that uses a group together several materials or services with the same attributes. So that material group is utilities, so I'm going to choose that. And then the division is accessories. So I'm going to do accessories here. And then my weight is 65. And my net weight is 65. And my weight unit is ounces. Okay. All right. So I'm done. Oops, that didn't go to, that went to G. I want ounces. All right. So now I'm done with basic 1, and when I press enter here, it's going to go right to sales org 1. So I'm going to press enter. Okay, so now in my sales org 1, and they want us to put in, use the general data section in the delivery plant field, select Miami. So under the general data, on sales org 1, under general delivery plant, select Miami plant. In the tax, so I select Miami. Sorry guys, it's kind of took me for a loop. So on the delivery plant, I choose Miami. And then on my taxes, I'm exempt from jurisdiction code, county, and city taxes. So I would just type 0 in here. Notice that these are white, right? So that I'm able to type in there if it's white. And I can't type in it if it's grayed out. So all 3 of those is 0. And then I want to see my conditions here. So I want to choose conditions. This kind of takes me into a sub-tab of sales org. And the scale quantity is 1. And the amount is 69. Amount. Condition amount of percentage determines how the system calculates prices using this condition. Depending on the condition type, it can be a fixed amount or a percentage. Okay, so now I'm going to go, I need to go back into my sales, get out of that tab. I'm still in sales org here, and I want to make sure I do everything. I think it's good. So compare your entry to return to sales and press enter. All right, so I just kind of go somewhere. I can go anywhere at the end of something and press enter, and then you'll notice that I'm in sales org 2, and it wants us to do a material statistics group of 1. So I put that in there and I press enter, and then notice that I'm going to go to sales general plant, and then on that sales general plant I have to do select availability, and I select 02. So availability is at Y2 now, and I want to do 02. I can always do the double square. Individual requirements, and then I want to do trans group 001. So I'll do my little square there. On pallets, and then my loading group is hand lift, which is 002. All right, and then once I'm done with that one, I would press enter, and I'd follow the instructions all the way through until I'm finished with all these, and then it would be the end of case 1. Remember though that you can't stop in the middle of a case. I'm kind of doing it now, but I think you get the gist of what you how to do it. So if you have to complete the whole case in order for it to save. Okay, so if you if you got to go and you didn't complete it all, it's not going to save where you left off. You'll have to complete the entire step in order to finish that step, right? You can't come back to the step where you left off. Hopefully that'll make sense. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.